So in this interesting video, we're going to talk about Forbes and their concept of bare minimum Mondays. Now, what is bare minimum Mondays? Bare minimum Mondays is something I've seen through my experience of working at top investment banks such as Goldman Sachs, HSBC, Morgan Stanley, studying at London School of Economics too. And bare minimum Mondays is essentially the concept where on a Monday, you end up putting in a bit less effort in so you don't get caught up with anxiety. Because many people have anxiety on a Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, typically called a Sunday blues, where they're a bit stressed out about going to work on a Monday and all the work tasks they have to do. It's a bit of anxiety that can build up. So in this, we have a good example of how you can best manage that type of stress, right? So let's see what this means and how we can best use that in our strategy as an employee, right? I have career coaching services I offer to people, and many people ask me about this type of how to deal with workplace anxiety, because it is quite stressful working a job, typically when you're not getting paid enough and so on. And the best way is, in this case of bare minimum Mondays, one strategy is to put in less effort on a Monday so you're not stressed out and worked up about it on the day before on a Sunday. Just put in a bit less of an effort, and that will be kind of ease your anxiety on that Sunday and Monday, because you can spread the work out throughout the week rather than feeling like overwhelmed on a Monday.
The whole ethos behind it is that when you come in on a Monday morning, you don't have to put the pressure on to give it 100% right away. Now, it doesn't mean that you're quiet quitting. It doesn't mean that you're coasting or cyber loafing. It really means you're saying, hey, I got to respect boundaries. I have to make sure my mental health and well-being is in place, and I'm going to do my work, but I'm going to do it strategically. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to get my tasks done, but I'm not going to put undue stress on myself to make myself nuts. I'm going to just take it easy and do the best I can, and that's it. And I don't know if everyone agrees that that's the thing, that's how I'm kind of interpreting it. And it seems kind of reasonable to me. It makes sense.
So what is this guy trying to explain here? He's trying to say that, okay, cool, it makes sense not to, build up so much anxiety for the Monday that you're going to have to get done a whole bunch of work. Because in a sense, hard work doesn't typically pay off, as I've covered off in some of my videos that you'll see on my channel. You're running a marathon, you're not running a sprint. So it's all about day by day, brick by brick. You're building up your career, building up your reputation, building up the projects that you're working on currently. And it's all about focusing on your top priorities. That's what I would do. On a Monday, pick your 1 or 2 top priorities. What I try to do during the workday, because there's so many other distractions and things that come in, pointless emails, pointless chit chat around the office if you're in the office and not working from home. So what you do, just pick like 2 big things each day, right? Maybe 2 big blocks of emails that you need to get through, 2 big projects you need to push forward, 2 big backlogs you need to deal with. I pick 2 big things each day, and I pick that on each day typically. And on a Monday, or I typically say Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, I do a bit of a recap. What am I working on? What's outstanding? How can I best manage that? That's really a good approach to take, so you don't get too overwhelmed on a Monday with what you have to do. And also you need to think about is how your work's being perceived. If you've got a big project and it doesn't have any visibility, then you've got to think about how much time you want to dedicate to that. And what I mean by visibility is if senior management focusing on that, is that a priority for them? If it's not a priority for them, maybe you want to put less effort into this. And if something's going to increase your visibility, even if it's simple and it seems pointless, but management want to see you do it and get that particular project done, maybe focus on that more, because that will give you more visibility, more positive feedback from co-workers and management, which leads to higher bonuses, higher salary. So think about what's giving you visibility rather than just simply getting on with the day-to-day role.
What I would say, and for people who are either searching for a job or working but want to change it, you really want to know what do you want in your life? What's important to you? It's almost like a Venn diagram. What are you good at? What are your skills? What do you enjoy? What do you love? What can you make money at? And then you find that intersection. And if you find what you're passionate about, that could pay the rent, that could give you the lifestyle you want, then you go after it. Then you go after that role, you go after that career, and you give it everything to make it work.
Now, this is something I offer through my coaching program, right? Essentially, when you pick a career, you pick a lifestyle. You pick a lifestyle. Certain careers have certain lifestyles of long hours but high pay. Certain jobs have long hours and low pay. Certain jobs have Dealing with a lot of office politics. Some jobs have less people skills required, but more technical skills required. If you're a coder, of course, more technical skills, less people skills. If you're in sales, more people skills, less technical skills. So you got to pick a job based on that type of lifestyle and your personality type. But also you pick the job based on what other lifestyle consequences it could have. Does it have long hours? Does it have more remote work, more in the office? Are you more of a people person? You like to be in the office? More of a solo remote worker? You prefer to work from home? You want to work abroad? Things like that. You maybe want to work in your home country, speak different languages, learn different languages, and all your skill development that might come from certain jobs. So pick your jobs on that basis. Don't pick your jobs just based on, oh, what's going to pay more? What's the next step in my career? Because so many people, they're picking the traditional career path, which is, okay, what's the next step in my career? I work as, for example, a analyst at Goldman Sachs, then I'll become a senior analyst there, then I'll go and become basically become a associate at Barclays, and then go to another bank, HSBC, and become the vice president, and then after that vice president to director, and then try to find a managing director role at one of these top banks, when typically those managing director roles are incredibly rare, because there's only a handful of people who make it to the top of that rat race, that corporate ladder, the office politics ladder. So typically you might not make it to that level. You might get salary capped, stuck at a lower middle management level through no fault of your own, just not your ability to play office politics or benefit from the DEI dynamics that you're dealing with, right? So you've got to think carefully about what works for you and build a unique skill set and build a lifestyle that you want. So there's some people who will say, you know what, I'll drop out of the rat race, drop out of the standard climbing the corporate ladder, maybe take a sidestep in my career, go from a major bank like Goldman Sachs and go and take a sidestep and work for a small hedge fund, which gives me a bit more work-life balance, work for another accounting firm that allows me to have my own business on the side, things like that. Really think outside the box, and that's the type of solutions I help provide through my career coaching program.
What happens is this: if you take proactive steps, whether it's before an interview or before Monday, it lessens the stress. So in other words, rather than waiting for Monday to respond to emails, rather than waiting for Monday to figure out what's my agenda, what's going on my calendar, what should I do, on afternoon, Sunday night, start preparing.
Now, this is some cringe boomer advice that I would not recommend you follow. He's basically saying do some of your work that would be done on Monday on a Sunday afternoon, evening. You don't need that. Your weekends are the only 2 days of the week where you have to yourself. So what you should do is on the Friday, put some time in your work calendar, an hour or so, and essentially maybe Friday afternoon, and plan for the week ahead, so you don't have that anxiety throughout the week. And what am I going to do next week? What's Monday's priority? Kind of Monday anxiety can be avoided by on a Friday afternoon when you are relaxed. Just put together your work priorities, know roughly when you got to get things done. So then next Monday you can just kind of log in, send a few emails, and get on with things. What you don't want to happen is basically, oh, on Sunday, I've seen people do this at some top banks, on Sunday afternoon, evening, when they should be spending time with their family or doing whatever they want, they're sending a few emails, they're doing all this work, and it's like, then you're going to come in on Monday and be sitting in the office, and yeah, you'll have less anxiety because you would have done some prep work. But that time, you've kind of doubled your work hours. You're sitting in the office, you haven't got much to do on a Monday now because you kind of did it ahead of time. You're a bit relaxed, you have lower stress levels, but it's a bit like you're just kind of, wasting time, procrastinating in the office on a Monday rather than being productive. And I'd rather have my Sunday afternoon, evening to myself, given I'm not getting paid overtime to work on those days. That's what I'd recommend. Now, in the last clip, let's think about how we can lower workplace anxiety in general.
What they have, but at the same time, keep an eye open for other opportunities. And they're going to have to develop a tough success mindset. In fact, I was just writing about this for Forbes this morning before I came on here, because with all the things going on, inflation, interest rates going up, prices going up, costs going up, you're going to just have to be mentally tough. And it's not easy, because otherwise you could just get overwhelmed by the negative news, by all the stories, recession, war, this. You have to kind of stay focused. What's my mission? What do I want to accomplish? I want to do this at my job. I want to do X to get a new job, and just block out all the noise, all the buzz, and focus what's important to you.
What is your one biggest piece of advice to block out that noise?
Block out the noise is just hyper focus on what you want to do. Let's say you're looking for a new job. That's your job.
So what's important here, and this is the message I want to leave you with, is essentially we're dealing with a lot of crazy scenarios in terms of the economy, inflation, lack of job security, lack of decent salary increases. We're dealing with a lot of crazy things socially in the West, with dysfunction between men and women, lots of divisiveness between different races and religious groups, lack of border control, high taxes, lack of family formation, lack of people having kids. All these type of scenarios, that high crime rates, things like that, the wars overseas that are getting funded by your taxpayer money while your living costs are declining. All these type of situations are really making it kind of intolerable to get on with day-to-day life. And it's what's interesting here, because sometimes Forbes and these mainstream media articles, they give kind of cringe, incorrect advice. But in this case, there are a few gems that we can learn from their typical useless nature. What you can learn from is hyper-focus, right? Hyper-focus, focus on your life goals, your health, your wealth, your freedom. Those are the 3 personal values I have. Typically, when you work for a company, they will give you the company's values. Oh, they value diversity only when it benefits women or certain ethnic groups or the LGBT community, but not necessarily you if you're a man or Asian, right? Oh, we care about looking out for clients. Well, in certain cases, they haven't looked out for clients and followed the rules, and that's why they're subject to heavy fines and client complaints. So they have all these corporate values that you have to espouse, company values. But what I want you to consider after this video, and leave it in the comments if you want to discuss it further, I can respond to it there. Think about your personal values and what you're hyper focused on. In some cases, it could simply be a promotion and a pay rise, but in other cases, it could be something different. Maybe it's like, okay, well, I really want to focus on this job right now because I'm going to learn some skills on the side. Maybe get your accountancy qualification, maybe so you can go and work in another country like Spain or Italy because you're learning the language and you prefer the work-life balance there. Maybe you're continuing with this job until you can quit it and you can find another job, or you can go into a consulting role or a part-time role. So there's all types of things you can consider, and that's what I recommend you really think through carefully here, right? Because you need to hyper focus on your life. When everything's crumbling around you, people are being negative, people are getting caught up with all types of weird mental health issues and negativity, crabs in the bucket, things like that. Hyper focus on what you want, where your life is going, and take it in a positive direction. And in order to do that, you need to take unconventional paths. And one of those is the bare minimum Mondays, which is what this video is about, right? Is that you're going to be like, oh, cool, well, to conserve your energy, not only should you ignore what's going on in the news to a certain extent and stay focused, but you should also ignore the unnecessary workplace demands, be slightly detached from the workplace environment. Don't get caught up in all the dumb, useless workplace politics. Just focus on doing a good job, taking life one step at a time, and pushing forward that way. That's exactly how you should focus on managing your time and energy throughout the workplace environment. I want you to try bare minimum Mondays for 1 month. So that's only 4 days, 4 Mondays. Take it easy on a Monday. See how you feel. See if it really affects your work output, which I doubt it will, because there's so much time wasted throughout most corporate jobs. You probably won't notice the impact. And then leave a comment below and let me know how it went, and then we can maybe discuss further there. To help my clients and help my viewers, I offer 3 solutions, right? The first is, and all these links are in the description. So the first is a free ebook, 10 free career lessons that I learned through investment banking. Second is a free 15-minute call where we can discuss your career and finance goals. And then thirdly is a one-on-one coaching program where I can help you build a career you want by helping you with your CV, your resume, and your interview practice, define and map out your career trajectory, focus on jobs that give you the time freedom that you're looking for. Maybe it's work from home, remote work, help you be rich forever in a sense. When I say be rich forever, I look at your saving, budgeting and investments so you can have a long-term financial stability in this crazy economic volatility, and also help you build a life you love, whether that's living off grid, homeschooling your kids, things like that. I help you through structuring your career a particular way. We can structure how you have your time to live the rest of your life, and that's something I try to help my clients with through my coaching program. So feel free to check out any of those 3. The links are in the description. There are 2 recommended videos on your screen right now, a free ebook in the description, and I'll see you next time.